So find yourself in a comfortable seat. It can be sitting on the shins. You can sit cross-legged. You can sit on the block or a couch cushion. And then close your eyes. And so bringing full deep breaths into the body, full deep inhales. A little bit longer exhales. Constricting the back of the throat, making the sound of ocean, so the breath is audible. Lift up through the top of your head towards the sky and actively reach the tail towards the earth. Low belly pulls in towards the front of the spine and slightly up. But keep maintaining full deep breath in the sides of the lungs, the back of the heart, all the way down to the low belly. And set the intention to be here on your mat, in your body, with the movement, with all the sensations in your physical body. Like literally we're trying to get a mental break for an hour. So if you have some incessant thoughts, get really, really focused on your breath. Like the only thing that really matters is your next inhale and your next exhale. Be all about your breath. Maybe start lengthening your breath to the count of 5 or 6 or 7. And slowly exhale to the same length as you inhale. If you feel like you're a little bit sleepy and you need to wake up, make your inhales a little bit longer. And then you're ready. Blink your eyes open or keep your eyes closed. Roll over the knees. Find yourself into all fours, stable top position. Wrists under the shoulders, shoulder width apart. Knees under the hips, hip width apart. And so moving through cat-cow. On the inhale, release the belly down. Lift the sit bones up, pull the chest forward. On the exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tail. Press the mat away from you. And so moving through your own movements at your own pace, connecting to the breath and feeling your body. So maybe some of you feel that moving fast connects you to the body a little bit more. Or maybe moving a little bit slower, like through molasses, feels a little bit better. So keep moving. Spread the fingers wide, support your wrists. Maybe you want to add some side body stretches, wag your tail to one side, then the other. Maybe you have a hula hoop on your waist and you circle out your waist to get the side body stretch and that cat-cow action. Couple more rounds, wherever you're at. And then you're ready, find yourself into downward facing dog. So walk the hands forward a couple of inches, tuck the toes, lift the sit bones up and walk it out. Bend one knee, then the other, feeling the stretch in the backs of the legs. Scoop the hips up towards the sky. The low core engages to lift the hips up. And then one knee bends generously and the other one maybe straightens. And again, you can be moving fast or slow. Press the mat away from you with your palms, bringing the shoulders almost to your ears. And then start closing the armpits, so you're bringing the elbows towards the ground and squeezing towards each other, and the biceps towards the sky. Couple more movements. And then release the knees down onto the floor. Straighten the right leg behind you. Roll the right hip towards the floor. If you need more support, keep your palms on the ground. If you need more challenge, reach the left fingertips forward. Thumb is facing up. Spread the fingers wide. Inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Crunch the core around the spine. Inhale, back up. Exhale, elbow to knee or knee to the nose. Crunch the core. Inhale, back up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Crunch it in. Inhale, back up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Crunch the core. Inhale, back up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Crunch the core. Press the mat away from you. Inhale, back up. One more. Exhale, elbow to knee. Crunch the core. Squeeze it in. Inhale, back up. Release the palm, release the knee down. Let's switch. Straighten the left leg and lift the left heel up. Roll the left hip towards the ground, so the hip bones are level and looking towards the ground. Palms can stay on the ground or reach the right fingertips forward. Thumb is facing up. Inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Crunch the core around the spine. Inhale, back up. Exhale, elbow to knee, crunch the core, tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale, back up. Exhale, elbow to knee, crunch the core, squeeze it in. Inhale, back up. Exhale, elbow to knee, crunch the core, squeeze. Inhale, back up. Exhale, elbow to knee, crunch the core, tuck the chin towards the chest, round the spine. Inhale, back up. Last one. Exhale, elbow to knee, crunch the core, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale, back up. Release the palm, release the knee down. Come back into your downward facing dog. And walk out the downward dog. A little bit connection with the core. Warming up the body through the movement. Then slowly walk your feet forward into forward fold. Step your feet shoulder width apart. Bend the knees a lot, so the belly lays down onto the quads. Grab onto opposite elbows, release the top of your head towards the ground. You can totally hang here in the middle, or start gently swaying side to side. You can bend your knees quite a lot here, so you don't feel too much in the backs of your legs. You feel more release on your lower back. And maybe you start straightening the legs just a little bit, but keep the belly in contact with the quads. And maybe you sway to the right side, straighten the left leg. Rebend the left knee, sway to the left side, straighten the right leg. Maybe that's how you sway side to side. A little bit bigger movements. Couple more sways. And come back into the center. Heel toe the feet are touching unless you have lower back issues. If you do, then keep your feet hip width apart. Big toes touching, the heels slightly apart. Forward fold. Inhale into flat back. The knees could be bent here. Reach the top of your head forward. Shift the weight towards the toes. Exhale, forward fold. Couple more. Inhale, flat back. Let's get that blood out of the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Shift the weight to the toes, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Slight bend knees or big bend the knees. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down. Step the left foot back. Knee comes down. Untuck the toes. Squeeze the feet toward each other. Inhale, reach the hands up towards the sky. Low lunge. Exhale, hands come down. Step back into the plank. Knees come down. Chest, chin come down. Slide through. Untuck the toes. Walk the hands forward maybe an inch. Inhale into cobra. Lift the heart. Pull the chest forward. Squeeze the elbows in. Press the tops of the feet into the ground. Exhale, lower down. Couple more. Inhale, lift the heart. Pull the chest forward. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the heart. Pull the chest forward. Squeeze the glutes. Press pubic bone into the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left foot up towards the sky. Right knee could come down onto the ground. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Press the mat away from you and step it through. Release the back knee down. Untuck the toes. Squeeze the feet toward each other. Inhale, low lunge. Reach the heart up, reach the tail towards the earth. Squeeze the feet towards each other. Exhale, hands come down, step forward into forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step the right foot back, knee comes down, untuck the toes, squeeze the feet towards the chair. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plank. Knees come down, chest, chin come down, slide through. Untuck the toes. Now walk the hands outside your mat in the same height as your shoulders. Be on your fingertips, elbows towards the sky. Inhale, lift the heart, pull the chest forward, drag the shoulder blades down your back, squeeze the glutes, zip up your tail, press the tops of the feet into the ground and squeeze the ankles towards each other. Exhale, lower down. Couple more. Inhale, lift the heart, pull the chest forward, grow long. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the heart, pull the chest forward, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog, hands under the shoulders, press up. Left knee could come down onto the ground. Inhale, the right foot up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Press the mat away from you as much as you can and then step it through. Release the back knee down, untuck the toes, squeeze the feet towards each other. Inhale, low lunge, reach your hands up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down, step forward into forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And close your eyes here. Just feel how much more space and warmth you have in the body just from moving through classical sun salutations and doing a couple of core crunches. Literally in 10 minutes time, your body feels way different. So sometimes all you need is 10 minutes on your mat to shift the energy, to change how you feel. But let's get moving again. Inhale, reach the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plank pose. Press the mat away from you. If it's too much, release the knees down onto the ground. Pubic bone towards the navel, lift the kneecaps up, press through the balls of your feet, lift the heels up. Keep pressing the mat away from you. Inhale here. Exhale, knees come down, chest, chin come down, slide through, untuck the toes. Interlace the fingers behind your tail. Either grab a towel or anything that you have handy between your hands if you need a little bit more support. Squeeze the palms together if you interlace your fingers. Keep your feet on the ground. Inhale, lift the heart, reach the knuckles back. Exhale, lower down, reach the knuckles towards the sky. Keep your feet on the ground. Inhale, lift the heart, reach the knuckles back. Exhale, lower down, reach the knuckles towards the sky. Inhale, lift the heart, reach the knuckles back. Exhale, lower down, 2 more. Inhale, lift the heart, pull, reach the knuckles back, lift the heart a little bit higher. Exhale, lower down, reach the knuckles towards the sky. Last one. Inhale, lift the heart. Squeeze the glutes, lift the chest a little bit higher. Zip up the tail, press the tops of the feet into the ground. Exhale, lower down. Bring the hands under the shoulders, bend your knees, windshield wiper the feet. And when you're ready, press up into downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. The right knee could come down into the ground. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Press the mat away from you and step it through. Release the back knee down, untuck the toes, bring the hands on top of your left thigh, just above the knee. Straighten the arms so you can be in a pretty upright low lunge. Press through the back shin into the ground, not through the knee, but the shin more through the top of the foot. All right, so you start engaging the right quad and sink into the lunge a little bit here. Squeeze, drag the left heel towards the back of the mat. Keep the shoulders over the hips. And keep your left hand on the ground. Reach your right hand towards, not on the ground, on your thigh. Reach your right hand up towards the sky. And then start reaching diagonally towards the left back corner of the mat. Keep sinking the hips down, but the left arm is straight, so the shoulder's still over the hips. Getting a little bit into the psoas. Inhale, come back to center. Bring both hands towards the sky. Sink a little bit deeper into the lunge, but squeeze the feet towards each other. Exhale, hands come down onto the blocks or the floor. Straighten the front leg, flex the foot towards your face. All right, so we'll be moving here. If it's too much for the hamstring, lift yourself a little bit higher onto the blocks. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Press the left heel into the ground. Drag the heel to the back of your mat. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Straight spine. Inhale into flat back. Reach the heart forward as you forward fold. One more. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the front knee on the inhale, pull the chest forward. The exhale, step back into the plank. Go through vinyasa. It can be knees come down, chest, chin come down, or lower down halfway, only elbow height. Inhale into upward dog. If upward dog is not Feeling comfy yet? Release the knees, bend the elbows for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Left knee could come down into the ground. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Press the mat away from you and step it through. Release the back knee down, untuck the toes, and bring both hands on top of your right thigh, just above the knee. Straighten the arms. So maybe at first, come into very right angles, upright, low lunge. Don't sink into anything. Now focus on pressing through the top of your left foot into the ground. Press the right heel into the ground and pull the heel to the back of your mat. Squeeze your right hip in. And then start sinking a little bit into the lunge until you feel the left quad engage and you feel the stretch in the front of the left hip. Keep your shoulders over the hips. Sink a little bit lower. Squeeze the right hip in. Reach the tail towards the ground. You'll feel way more stretch in the front of the left hip. Now reach the left hand up. Palm of the left hand is facing to the back of the mat. And then start reaching the left fingertips towards the right back corner of your mat. Lifting the chest up. So you might start feeling in your lower back. Why are you feeling in your lower back? Because your psoas are pulling on your lower back. So reach the tail towards the ground. Brace yourself. Tuck in the bottom of your rib cage. Lift the heart up so you're not crunching your lower back. Keep your right arm straight to support yourself. Inhale, come back to center. Now squeeze the feet towards the chair. Reach the hands up towards the sky. Sink into your low lunge, but squeeze the feet towards each other. The same action, the tail reaching towards the floor and your heart lifting up. Inhale here. Exhale, hands come down onto the floor of the block. Straighten the front leg. Flex the foot towards your face. Press the right heel into the ground. Drag the heel to the back of your mat. Square off the hips. Squeeze the right hip in. Flex the right toes. Inhale into flat back. And exhale, bow forward over the front leg. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. So maybe the movement is small. It's still early. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Keep dragging your right heel to the back of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. One more. Inhale, flat back, reach the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Then you're ready. Bend the front knee. Pull the chest forward. And on the exhale, step back into the plank. Go through vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Pull the chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come onto the tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward. Either step or jump through and find yourself onto the back. Yay. Alright, bring the feet towards the sky. Interlace the fingers behind your head. Inhale, lift the shoulder blades off the ground. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up, press the low back into the floor. Exhale towards the left thigh, left shoulder blade off the ground. The left foot could be on the floor if you need more support for your low core. Lower down the right leg slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Pull the belly button towards the floor. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Curl the tailbone just enough to press the low back into the floor. It's a very small movement. You're not swinging the legs. Exhale towards the right thigh, right shoulder blade off the floor. Lower down the left leg slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Pull the belly button towards the floor. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Exhale towards the left thigh, left shoulder blade off the ground. Lower down the right leg slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Pull belly button down. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Exhale towards the right thigh, right shoulder blade off the ground. Lower down the left leg slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Pull belly button towards the floor. Flatten the low core. Squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Exhale towards the left thigh, left shoulder blade off the ground. Lower down the right leg slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Pull belly button down. Space between chin and chest, and the left shoulder blade off the ground. Lift the right leg towards the sky. Still in the twist. And lower it. Pull belly button down. Lift. And lower. Lift. Keep your tailbone tucked. Press a little back into the floor. And lower. Lift. And lower. Inhale, come back to center. Reach both feet towards the sky, elbows towards the sky. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up. Exhale towards the right thigh, right shoulder blade off the floor. Lower down the left leg slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Pull belly button down. Lift the right shoulder blade off the ground a little bit higher. Lift slowly the left leg towards the sky. And lower. Stay in a twist. Lift. Pull belly button down. And lower. Lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the knees to chest, sway side to side. Alright, so the head stays on the floor. Palms facing down along beside your hips. Alright, you can press into the palms a lot if you need more support for your lower back. If you need even more support for your lower back, bring the hands underneath your sacrum so you tuck your own tailbone with your hand. Otherwise, try to keep the low back flat on the floor. Straighten the legs like in a boat pose, heels hovering just above the ground. Pull the belly button down. Bring the knees to chest and slowly curl the hips up towards the sky. Slowly lower the hips down and then straighten the legs. Heels close to the floor. Squeeze the glutes, pull the belly down. Bring the knees towards the chest. Curl the tail up towards the sky. Lower down the hips towards the floor. Straighten the legs towards the ground, heels hovering just above the floor. Bring the knees to the chest, curl up. With the low core, slow it down. Pull the belly down as you curl the hips down towards the floor. Pull the belly button down. Keep it on the exhale as you straighten the legs. Bring the knees to the chest. Curl the hips up. Slowly pull the belly button down and lower the hips towards the floor. Straighten the legs. Last one. Bring the knees to the chest. Curl the hips up. Pull belly button down as you lower in the slow motion the hips towards the floor. And straighten the legs. Hover the heels just above the ground. And bring the knees to the chest, sway side to side. Woo! Hello, low core. Bring the hands behind your knees, tuck the chin towards your chest, and start rocking and rolling back and forth. And then you're ready, cross the ankles, plant the palms, step back, or jump back and go to your vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend, stretch out the abs, pull the belly forward, squeeze the glutes, lift the kneecaps up. If you're in upward facing dog, you can be here in cobra or sphinx. Breathe into the belly, stretch out the abs, and exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we'll get the body a little bit more warmed up. We'll move through Class B series, sun salutations, one breath per movement. So come onto the tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward, step or jump forward into forward fold. Inhale into flat back, exhale forward fold. Bend the knees a lot, sit down into the chair pose. Reach your tail towards the ground. The low core engages to support the lower back. Squeeze the inner thighs and drag the heels towards the sides of the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step backward, jump, go through vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left foot up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, spin the back heel 45 degrees. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plank. Go through vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, spin the back heel 45 degrees. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plank. Go through vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come onto the tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward. Step or jump quietly between your thumbs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees a lot, sit down into the chair pose. Okay, one more, be serious. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step backward, jump, go to vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left foot up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, spin the back heel 45 degrees. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plank. Go to your vinyasa, lower down. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right foot up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, spin the back heel 45 degrees. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plank. Go through vinyasa, lower down. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come into the tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward. Step or jump quietly between your thumbs. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees a lot, sit down into the chair pose. Inhale here. And on the exhale, straighten the legs, bring the hands to the heart. All right, step the feet about hip width apart. You can have a block between your inner thighs. Bring the hands onto the hips, like camel, but we're standing back bend. So squeeze the elbows in, pinch the shoulder blades, pinch the shoulder blades together. All right, the palms maybe on your hips. So squeeze here the glutes. So your palms fill up with your glutes. All right, squeeze the inner thighs, squeeze the glutes. Lift the chest up first. Push the hips forward. And then maybe lean back a little bit. You can keep the chin tucked, looking forward or looking up towards the sky. Or maybe you start looking towards the back of your mat. Keep lifting the heart up. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the inner thighs. And slowly come back up. Yoga high, bring the hands to the heart, close your eyes. Let this wash over you. And when you're ready, inhale, reach the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step back into the plane. Go to vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left foot up towards the sky. Right knee could come down onto the ground. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. And step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Reach the hands up towards the sky. All right, bring the hands onto the hips. Draw the right hip forward, left hip back. Reach the tail towards the ground. You might need to bend the back knee to feel a little bit of the quad stretch, not so much in your lower back. But if you got this, keep straightening the back leg. Shoulders over the hips. Keep core engaged. Tuck in the bottom of the rib cage. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the back knee to hover. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend the back knee to hover. Press through ball of your back foot. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend the back knee to hover. Inhale, back up. One more. Bend the back knee to hover. Inhale, back up. Bring the hands to the heart. Lean forward 45 degrees. Twist from just above the belly button. Squeeze the left hip in. And then lower the right elbow on top of your left thigh. Press into the bottom elbow. Lift yourself off your thigh. Finding a little bit more space in the chest and the spine. So drawing the left shoulder towards the sky. The heart is open. Keep squeezing the left hip in so you feel your left glute and the thigh maybe a little bit burning. And slowly untwist, keeping the hands at your heart. Shift the weight into the left foot and lift the right toes off the ground. Draw the right hip towards the floor. All right, nothing else moving but your back foot. The hands could come down onto the ground here. Look slightly forward. Tap the right toes onto the ground and lifting back up. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Don't jam your toes into the ground. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Bend the left knee a lot and gracefully step back into high lunge. Reach your hands up towards the sky. And exhale, hands come down, step back into the plane. Go to your vinyasa, lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ooh, another leg. Inhale the right foot up towards the sky. Left knee could come down onto the ground. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. And step it through. Squeeze the feet towards each other. Inhale, high lunge. Reach your hands up towards the sky. All right, bring the hands onto the hips. Feet are hip width apart. Reach the tail towards the ground. Lift the heart up, tuck in the bottom of the ribcage. So the core is engaged. You might need to bend the back knee to find the alignment in this pose. All right, inhale here. Exhale, bend the back knee to hover. Inhale, back up. Bend the back knee to hover. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend the back knee to hover. Press the ball in your back foot. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend the back knee to hover. Squeeze the right hip in. Inhale, back up. Bring the hands to the heart. Lean forward. Squeeze the right hip in. Straighten the back leg to the best of your ability. And now twist towards the right side of the room. Bring the left elbow outside the right thigh or on top of the thigh. And press into the bottom elbow. Lift yourself off your thigh. Opening up the chest towards the sky slightly, drawing the right shoulder up. Squeeze the right hip in. Maybe even lower the right hip and lift the left hip up. Straighten the back leg. Keep squeezing the right hip in. So the glute is getting a little bit warmed up here. The top of the head reaching forward and the tail is reaching towards your back heel. Long spine. When you're ready, slowly untwist. Keep squeezing the right hip in. Reach the top of your head forward and lift the left toes off the ground. You might lose your balance and it's okay as long as you come back to the pose. Roll the left hip towards the floor, lift the chest up. All right, tap the left toes to the floor. Squeeze the right glute and the hamstring and lift the leg up. Tap and lift. Look slightly forward, it helps. Tap, lift, tap, and lift. One more, tap, and lift. Bend the right knee a lot. Squeeze the right hip in. Step the left foot to the back of your mat. Press into the right heel. Lift the hands up. Exhale, hands come down. Step back into the plank. Go to a vinyasa. Lower down halfway. Inhale into the back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're done. Inhale the left foot up towards the sky. Exhale, one-legged pigeon. Left knee outside left wrist and the left foot to the right side of your mat. Wiggle the right foot to the back of the mat. You can stay upright to get more of a hip flexor stretch. You can also come onto your back if it's too much for your knees. And if you have sciatica issues, come right away onto your forearms. And maybe you're here on your forearms, maybe all the way down onto the ground. Squeeze the left knee towards the left hip, squeeze the left glute, and actively bring the right hip forward and closer towards the floor. If the left knee is not happy, flex the left foot, press the shin into the floor. Keep squeezing the left knee towards your left hip and squeeze the left glute. And see how that works. Unclench the jaw. Full deep breaths. Keep breathing into the body. ready, walk yourself back up. Sit down onto the left sit bone and swing the right leg forward. The right heel just outside the left knee. If you can bring the right sit bone on the ground here, perfect. If you can't, also perfect, straighten the left leg. So this way your both sit bones are on the ground. Bring the right hand behind your back, lift the chest up. The hand could be on the block, reach the left hand up. And on the exhale, bring the left elbow outside the right knee. Lift the chest up on the inhale. And on the exhale, squeeze the air out of the belly and twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, grow a little bit taller. Exhale, squeeze the air out of the belly and twist a little bit more. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, bow to the left side of the mat. It's a really nice counter twist. I think this is my favorite twist. And then you're ready. Come back to center. Rebend the left knee if it was straight leg. Swing the right leg to the back of the mat. Through pigeon. Come back into downward facing dog and walk out the downward dog. Just feel the difference in your waist, in the spine, in the legs, in the hips. Let's do the other side. Inhale the right foot up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the right knee outside right wrist and the right foot to the left side of the mat. Wiggle the left foot to the back of the mat as much as you can. And again, maybe you stay upright, drawing the left hip towards the floor. You can be here on your back if that's what you did on your side. And maybe you'll come into the sleeping pigeon. It's not sleeping that you fall asleep here. There is engagement in the hips. But we're kind of more forward fold, not so proud of the chest, right? So flex the right foot actively, press the shin into the floor, squeeze the right knee towards your right hip, and squeeze the right glute. Try to lower down the front of the left hip towards the floor. Unclench the jaw. This is where the sleeping starts. In the upper body. So relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Come back to your smooth breath. Again, maybe start thinking more of a breath and start breathing to the count of 5 or 6 and breathing out to the count of 5 or 6. Full, deep, mindful breaths. One more breath. And when you're ready, walk yourself back up if you're in sleeping pigeon. Everyone sit down onto the right sit bone, swing the left leg forward, left heel comes outside the right knee. And if you cannot bring the left sit bone on the ground, straighten the right leg. Keep both sit bones on the floor, flex the right foot. Bring the left hand behind your hips. On the floor, like I am on my fingertips, you might need even more lift. You can bring the block under the palm. Inhale, reach the right fingertips towards the sky. And exhale, bring the right elbow outside the left knee. Inhale, reach the top of your head towards the sky. Exhale, squeeze the air out of the belly and twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Keep both sit bones on the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Grow tall. And exhale, twist. Use your arms for leverage to twist a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen from your core. And exhale, twist. Squeeze the air out of the belly. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, counter twist to the right side of the mat. Breathe into the lower back. A little nice side body stretch as well. Inhale, come back to center. Rebend the right leg if it was straight. Swing the left leg to the back of your mat. And through pigeon, come back into your last downward facing dog. Walk it out. Feel the body. How does it feel? Do you have more space in the sides of your waist, in the hips, in the backs of the legs, in the shoulders, chest? And then you're ready, step or jump through. Find yourself into the seat. Both legs are straight. Flex the toes towards the sky. You can totally just sit here. And if you want a little bit more, you start walking the hands closer towards the feet. The belly starts coming down into the quad first. Keep reaching the heart forward. The spine is straight, so don't round the spine, don't spill backwards. Hinging at the hips, like a book. Wherever you're at, so come somewhere midway. Wherever you're at, maybe walk the hands to the left side of the room, drawing the right shoulder forward. Keep the spine straight. Lengthen. Can you engage the quads here? Flex your feet a little bit more. And walk your hands back to the center. Maybe one more fold over your legs. Come back a little bit more up. And then walk the hands to the right side of the room, drawing the left shoulder to the right. So here again, do not round the spine and just twist. Try to twist from above the belly button. Your hips are stationary, you're not going anywhere. Engage the quads, lift the kneecaps up. Reach the heart forward. Now walk yourself back to the center. One more forward fold over the legs. And walk yourself back up. Bend the knees, feet are hip width apart. Bring the hands behind your hips. Fingertips can be pointing towards your hips. It can be pointing to the sides of the mat. Can be pointing to the back of the mat. So it's up to you where you want to be. I'll be in the middle today. Fingertips towards the sides of the mat. Press into the feet and lift the hips up. Engage the core, lift the chest up. Don't let your chest cave in here. Lift the heart up. If your knees are not happy, walk your feet a little bit closer towards the top of the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs. Squeeze the glutes. Lift the hips up. And then slowly lowering down. Roll yourself onto the back. Bring the knees to chest, sway side to side. Coming into happy baby, bring the knees outside the ribcage, the soles of the feet towards the sky. And just keep the spine straight, flat on the ground. Tuck the chin towards your chest. It might be hard to keep your head on the ground if you have a bun, so you might need to take it out. And then sway side to side like a happy baby that you are. Who's a happy baby? And maybe you want to straighten your legs coming into this straddle. Keep the spine still straight on the floor. You might need to grab a little bit different place behind your knees. Maybe the toes are not so accessible anymore. It's all good. And when you're ready, bring the knees to the chest. Give your knees a hug. Bury your nose between your knees. Curl up the toes, crunch up your face. Tighten every muscle you got. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Final resting pose, shavasana. So you can choose a seated meditation. You can come into the corpse pose with the legs bent or straight. If you need a little bit more support, you can also bring some cushion underneath your knees. That will keep your tailbone a little bit more tucked, a little bit more lower back release. Palms facing up or down if you feel like you need a little bit more grounding today. And let go. Stop controlling of the breath. Really stop thinking about the breath. No more thinking. Let your body be heavy. Let your thoughts just flow if they're coming. Don't get attached to them. And be. Be with your body. Be with all the sensations. Feel the gravity pulling you towards the earth. Feel those pressure points on your mat. Feel your breath. If you're really enjoying this shavasana, please stay here. If you want to finish the class with me, so bringing conscious breaths back into the body. Start wiggling your fingers, the toes, sway your head side to side gently, waking up. Circling out the wrists or the ankles if that feels good. And when you're ready, you reach your feet or reach your arms over your head. Bring your big toes to touching. Reaching out the opposite directions. Full as deep as breaths into the lungs, into the belly. Reach out, stretch out. And exhale, bring the knees to the chest. Give your knees a hug. And release the knees to your favorite side. Using a bottom bicep as a pillow. And just feel your body. How does it feel? Do you have a little bit more space? Do you feel more awake? Just remember this feeling next time you're hesitant to show up to your yoga mat. It's always worth it. And then at the top palm, press yourself up into seated, keeping your eyes closed for just a few more moments. Bring the hands in front of your heart. Tuck the chin towards your chest, bow towards your great self. Thank yourself for showing up today at your mats, for doing something good for the body, mind, and spirit. It's always good to let your mind rest from the world's problems, right? From your problems. And just move. And sometimes some things get resolved in your subconscious. So that was a good hour, well spent. And with that, the light in me sees, recognizes, and bows to the light within you. Namaste. Thank you all. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.